All right, well, I am out at the San Francisco Headlands, and this is a spot I've painted before, but it's been a long time. It's usually so windy out here that it's kind of impossible to paint. But today the wind is calm, although there's some smoke in the atmosphere, so it's not super clear. But I figured this would be a good opportunity to come here and give it a go. I'm going to be working on a larger canvas today, a 20 by 20. Just so I have enough room for the detail on the bridge. As you guys have heard me talk about before, probably, you know, I feel like a smaller panel can be really challenging when the subject is somewhat detailed. Okay, so I'm thinking of doing something like this. You know, I like the idea of the roadway here leading into the composition. And then, yeah, I don't want the tower in the center, maybe just slightly off center. Okay, so here is the composition, and I am already finding it easier to work on this 20 by 20. You know, having the extra room to kind of work out the details of the bridge without being too detailed. You know, but just getting those basic shapes in place is a lot easier when I've got, you know, when I've got more room. So, so far so good. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so I'm mixing up a color for my darks here using alizarin crimson, ultramarine, and I'm adding white to it. There's a lot of atmosphere, so the darks aren't super dark. All right, so I've blocked in the darks. This painting is really about the bridge. That's where, you know, that's the most challenging portion. You know, just making sure that I'm getting the geometry of the bridge correct and the composition correct. So I keep walking back about 10 or 15 feet, and I'm using a number 4 synthetic flat to kind of sketch out you know, sketch out the darks. So next thing I'm going to do is kind of fill in the surrounding colors, then I can tune up the bridge colors, because as you can see, this is really bright. The bridge is kind of, you know, because of the atmosphere today, the bridge color is actually rather dull. All right, so for the sky, I'm going with titanium white, a touch of ultramarine, and a little bit of alizarin crimson too. And I'm thinning with liquid. All right, so now I've roughed in some color. The bridge is just super radiant, which is kind of nice, but very different from the scene that I'm looking at. Actually, more fog is blowing in, so I'm losing some of the light. I'm gonna definitely need to adjust the color on the bridge, and you know, the surrounding colors as well, and sort of reinforce some of the darks. But I want to keep the sketchy look of the painting. I want to keep it feeling spontaneous. The value of the bridge is a lot darker than the sky, so I need to darken the value of the bridge. I'm starting with a mixture of burnt sienna, alizarin crimson, and titanium white, and a touch of ultramarine blue to kind of gray it down. And I'm still going to try to keep some transparency. I'd like to have some of the orange from the tone, you know, showing through. But I do need to make sure that, you know, the relationship between the sky and the bridge is correct. But I don't want to kill the light either. All right, so here's what I finished up with. I did a lot of work on the tower off camera. It just took a while. I did spend probably 3 hours on this painting, and the majority of it was just doing minor touch-ups to make sure that the geometry of the bridge towers were, you know, read properly. I still got a little bit of cleanup to do, but I wanted to finish this thing in the field if possible, or at least, you know, get it 99% of the way there. There's quite a bit of visible brushwork in the sky and actually in the water and everything, and I do like that. As I mentioned, I wanted to kind of keep a sketchy feel to this painting, and hopefully I've captured some of that hazy quality, you know, that was in the atmosphere. You know, like a bright sunny day is in some ways is more appealing, but you know, there's a lot of impressionist paintings that were done under like sort of smoggy conditions or whatever, and that's the whole spirit of it, is actually doing a painting, you know, that's representing whatever the given conditions are. And we've got, you know, wildfires here in California, so there's definitely some smoke in the atmosphere. All right, so let's look at some of the brushwork up close. You know, it does appear from a distance, it appears to be almost kind of tight, but you can see that it's fairly sketchy. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you'd like to see some extra videos and help support the channel, there's a Patreon link down below. The last 2 videos I posted, I did a review of the work of Alfred Sisley, who's one of the Impressionists, and then also things to look for if you're shopping for a gallery to show your work. Anyway, if that sounds interesting, like I said, Patreon link down below. Other than that, stay creative, and I'll see you guys in the next video.